Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to round 7 here at Imola. We're back with the Tier 2 boys again. Of course, joining me today is Ashley as my co-commentator yet again, and the streamer being
Hey,
Sir SSJ Assassin.
hey guys, very excited to be here at Imola, which is just a stone's throw away from Monza. And this is a very interesting track as it might be tough to overtake, but it is genuinely a track that many drivers enjoy to drive as there's a lot of high speed corners and especially the famous Acqua Minerale.
Certainly, quite a few challenging corners here, but also, as you said, quite a few slow and fast corners. Without wasting further time, let's quickly go on to the track map that we have prepared for Imola. As you can see, 4.9 kilometers long, 19 corners, quite a bit of elevation change. Of course, only one DRS zone reduction is on turn 17 for quite a long straight, where DRS is actually quite important. With the elevation changes as well, we're gonna see quite a bit of interesting, let's just say, racing that we will have ahead of us.
Yeah, it will be very very interesting as you can expect a lot of DRS trains, and the interesting thing is that the final after the DRS straight, the corner isn't really a corner we can just dive bomb as it's not a slow corner. It's a sort of medium speed corner. So it'll be interesting to see how overtaking is done over there.
Yep, I mean, realistically looking at it, pretty much all of the corners are in the same way. You can make overtakes, but you have to be quite brave to do those. Yeah, especially the ones that do not have a DRS zone behind them. Slipstream and ERS management become extremely important here, and because of that, of course, some people will decide to back out at some point in the race. But then again, when they do want to be quite opportunistic, there's plenty of corners for them to make moves.
Simply, I have a question for you. Which
Yep.
place is your favorite over here to make an overtake?
Ooh. I
Which
would
corner?
I would say a very unconventional aqua minerale, because if you're there on the inside in those corners, and there's a guy and then there's not obviously enough space for both the cars to fit. You have the
Mhm.
inside. Even if you're alongside, you can brake just a tad bit later than the guy on the outside. He will have to brake early to avoid you there, and you can pull off a move that's just going to catch the guy on the outside extremely off guard. And as long as you can trust the other person to make that move's going to work out just fine.
For me, I would generally say I would like to make an overtake at Tosa because it's one of those corners you can just send one down the inside because Tosa is not a very simple corner. It's a
Yeah.
corner that has many different lines to it. So especially if the person you're trying to overtake takes a wider line, it is a relatively easy overtake for me because if you dive down the inside, he has to take the wider line and give way to you. Unless somehow he has enough grip to hang it around the outside, which is really, really tough.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I completely agree with you there. That's again one of those corners where you can make the move, you can make it challenging for each other. And yeah, looking at the weather forecast, the moving into the lobby itself, 15 minutes down into the qualifying, we're gonna have some rain. Weather in the race itself is expected to be just cloudy, so that will help with the tire management. Here are the current driver standings as of round 6. Ink leading still with 118, ABD and Dark Knight quite close behind. Faizan P for Deepakraj has lost a bit of momentum because of missing a few races, but he's here with us today, and hopefully he'll be on a comeback. You can see the rest of the driver standings on your right-hand side of the screen. Currently, a very, very close pack as of round 7. Regardless of what position Tsukuyomi reserves, still P19, but he has shown a lot of potential in the races, and as long as he does not make any mistakes, he does have potential of being up there in the top 5, actually bringing out quite a few results for himself. Moving on to the constructor standings, Red Bull still leading with 181, Aston Martin quite closely behind 153. The recent results from Dark Knight have actually helped Red Bull get that lead by 30 odd points from Aston Martin, so that is certainly helping those guys out by quite a bit.
Yeah, it really goes to show that how Red Bull has stayed pretty consistent. Where like you might not see them winning most of the races or like around there, but they can see them consistently scoring points, consistent podiums, and that how that's really helping them keep that top position in the constructor standings.
Definitely. That consistency is what plays a massive role of importance throughout the season. And as you said, that is what the Red Bull guys have shown. They have, regardless of, as you said, been on the podium or not, they have always been there in the top five, top six, bringing in those massive points for their team. Whereas the Aston Martin boys have they whenever they have shown performances, they've been absolutely amazing performances. However, they've not been as consistent as the Red Bull guys. And even today, you can see Ink is out. Well, rather, he cannot attend this race. So it is all down to Sai Tarun to bag as many points as possible. If anything, this is just going to end up helping Red Bull out a lot more because it's 2 against 1.
Yeah, this is really Saidaran's chance to show what he's really made of, where he's a man down and see if he can make up for Ink's loss in this race, as it is so important to still have the grasp of the top spot in the constructor standings.
That is absolutely correct. A lot of pressure on Sai Tarun in that case, but what will also help other competitors, especially Deepak, who have lost the momentum earlier on in the season because of not being able to attend a few races. This is going to help them because now that Ink, who's an extremely strong contender here, obviously leading the championship here, he is missing. This can help people like Deepak, even Dark Knight, perhaps a few unexpected people as well to come up and put in that solid performance here today at a track where I'd say we have had the most amount of what can you say, unexpected results, as Alex, first driver out, certainly goes pole, 20.9, not too shabby of a lap, I'd say.
Yeah, it will be interesting as the laps come in. We'll see how the track evolution occurs and see how the times change.
Yeah, well, there goes Heisenberg with a 16-0 already. Tsukuyomi a second behind him with a 17-1. Already the bankers are being are very, very quick because I remember seeing the tier 1 drivers doing a bit of practice and they were doing around the 16s, perhaps a few of them dipping into the low 15s. So Heisenberg just on his banker has done a 16 flat, considering that there's still 2 or 3 more runs to go for him. There is a lot of potential left in that lap that he just has sitting there with the help of track evolution as well as fresher tires run after run. He could potentially go into the 15s, perhaps the low 15s quite easily here.
Yeah, definitely. I think after a couple runs, his confidence will be much higher to push the car, throw the car around much, much more, and that will certainly help him find more time in his life.
Absolutely true here as we watch on board BK19 in the Alfa Romeo as he is tackling currently Imola. I'm not sure which. Oh, yeah, Aqua Minerale then. Quite a tricky corner in itself, especially if you're not using ABS, and he barely manages to stay within track limits. That track limits again on this track, something that will be a cause for concern for these guys. A very good topic I've started here, especially going through that chicane that BK19 just went through. It is going to be quite crucial to keep a car on track as well as try to cut down on the track as much as possible. Of course, these guys will be running high ride heights to tackle all of the very high sausage curbs that are placed here in Imola.
Yeah, definitely. Aqua Minerale, one of the main highlights of this track. A very, very tricky corner as you're doing a sharp turn and immediately braking it from a very, very high speed. And if you get it wrong, you'll go straight out over the off-road into the gravel and could even pick up a penalty or a warning.
Absolutely correct. There's a few places where the track limits can catch you off guard extremely quickly, and yeah, it's just very annoying as well because the second you start getting a warning or two, the second you start invalidating a lap or two, it just becomes all the more annoying, and then you just completely lose focus. So that is something that these guys will have to look out for, other than obviously trying to leave as much space as possible for the other drivers, because this track, a very classic track, a very old track, as DJ comes across the line, P7 for him. But yeah, as I was saying, classic track, quite an old track, a legendary track as well. But then, of course, because of that, this track was designed for much smaller, less wider cars here, rather than these big, chonky ones. So yeah, overtaking does become slightly difficult, but then again, as me and Asheri did say earlier, track evolution, your general consistency, Your ERS management, your tire management as well is what will come into play at the end of the day, as well as, of course, pulling off an amazing strategy as we saw yesterday in Tier 3. Not an influencer, pulling off an absolutely amazing strategy in a mixed conditions race, and that is what gave him the win here. So that is what these guys will be aiming to do, even if it's going to be cloudy and dry throughout the race.
Yeah. This is one of those races where strategy will definitely come into play, and it's one of those places where rain could be possible, and that will even make the strategy even more crazier.
Absolutely. A mixed conditions race is what we all love seeing. Although currently our weather forecast is saying dry, but then again, that could change. And if it does start raining, then we'll absolutely enjoy an amazing race that will be coming out in front of us. As we can see, majority of the drivers have finished their laps. And that's Shrikant Das who has spun out, but that is fine. He has plenty more time to make and do a few more runs here. But yeah, quite a few drivers are looking solid. Although Heisenberg still with a 16-0. The rest of the pack, the closest driver to him, Dark Knight, half a tenth, almost 6 tenths behind him. What do we say about that?
I think generally, like, you can lose a lot of time just by messing up one corner. As for example, let's say you take too much of the curb in the first corner, it can throw you off, and when it throws you off, you can have difficulty getting traction out of the corner, and that will affect you all the way down to Villeneuve chicane. So yeah, it is very important that you nail every corner at this track, because the corner exits here are very important as well, because the main thing is that between corners there's actually a pretty long straight, so that way if you make a mistake on that affects the exit, it will affect you all the way till the next corner as well.
Absolutely. One mistake leads to another, and considering how flowy all of the corners are and how close they are, as you said, one mistake will lead to another, and then you just have a bunch, pretty much a whole sector that you have messed up. So yeah, these guys will have to stay on their toes throughout.
Yep. So I think as you see, the times are getting faster and faster, but Heisenberg still on top. So that is very interesting. His banker lap has not been beaten by anyone so far. So I think that shows. I think that really shows that we should be ready for a Heisenberg domination, unless I've just cursed it.
Well, you might have cursed it, or these people are still putting on quite a few sandbags, because I did notice in other tiers, quite a few drivers were actually putting on the sandbags, and then they finally showed that what they're capable of and shocked pretty much everyone else that was driving that weekend. So it could be that we are seeing a few sandbags here, but if that is not the case, then yeah, we could be onto something. Heisenberg could be the one that will be dominating Imola here today.
Yep. But other than that, it really goes to show that Heisenberg is sort of a one-man team, because he also doesn't seem to be having his teammates. So this is a very important weekend for him and his team, where it's not really a team if he's the only one here, is it? But yeah, as I guess he's also trying to hold on to any championship hopes that he has.
Yep, and again, they're not completely over, but as I said earlier, this will help him out quite a bit. It's going to give him a nice, solid points boost in the standings. And considering we're only about halfway through the calendar now, yeah, he has quite a bit of a long way to go. 7, 8 more weeks, I believe. So yeah, it's not completely all over for him, but yeah, he will have to start putting in those consistent and quick performances as soon as possible, rather than waiting it out a bit more. Because yes, you can play the long game, but then realistically, when you're seeing your championship contenders having the best of races that they've had so far, it's not really good for you. Of course, he does have quite a few incidents and luck as well to blame too, but then again, he will have to put in his 100 from here on out.
Yep. Like, if you're trying to give it time, by the time you get into the groove of the season, it might be too late to catch up to your opponents in terms of points.
Certainly. And Assassin, if you could just fill in for just 2 minutes here, I'll have to deal with something. Or not? Okay, well, Ashley, you can continue.
I'll be here. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry about that. Just had to unmute myself on on OBS. Yeah, I can fill in for you for a bit. Please uh, carry on with your work. I will be right here.
So a bit interesting where some people are leaving and joining the lobby. I hope doesn't cause any issues. Luckily, this is not a sprint weekend, as those seem to be a bit more glitchy. So that is one good thing about this weekend. But other than that, I think the lobby should be fine. As you see, I didn't even notice it. FIFA Koenig is on pole right now, 115.9. But that is not that much of an improvement. I expected more improvement, as like I said, that Heisenberg lap was set very early on in the session, and FIFA Connect just overtook him now. And I think Heisenberg can definitely produce a better lap than that. So Heisenberg still a strong contender for pole. But the rest, the closest person to FIFA Connect other than Heisenberg is PK19, who's 6 tenths away, which
Yeah.
is astronomical.
Yeah, I mean, we know the tier 2 guys are much more capable of posting. I mean, much more capable of posting faster laps. So it's just a matter of time. We still have 5 minutes left, and yeah, we also saw. I actually did go on board Heisenberg for a brief moment there. I think he maybe invalidated his run, like his second run. So yeah, I think he's just putting on a fresh set of tires to come out for his final attempt. But yeah, I think he should be feeling pretty confident there in his pit box, thinking, oh yeah, there we go. Speaking of that, I kind of jinxed him because Jose Hero's taken P2 and has ousted Heisenberg by I think 700s. And yeah,
Okay, again, that really goes to show how good of a lap Heisenberg set. As for a banker, he set a lap that is only a tenth or 2 tenths lower than pole right now, and it's almost the end of the session. So that really begs the question: how much time does Heisenberg have in his pocket?
well, it's not a matter of time. And we all know that he's incredibly quick on a good day. But then, yeah, not every day is a good day, as we do see King James go P4 with that lap. So yeah, the times are improving. And yeah, back to Heisenberg. Yeah, it's the biggest problem with him has been consistency, because that was a reset to track caught in 4K. I think that was Tsukuyomi. Let's just hope. Yeah, I hope that he hopes against all hope that he doesn't get reported for that, because yeah, that's a 5-second penalty that will be slapped on his face. So
Wait, only 5 seconds? I remember when I had a bad debit, it was a 10-second and 2 penalty points.
yeah, I remember it quite well because I had a win taken away from me because of a stupid penalty. I mean, it's not that the penalty was stupid. What I did was stupid. Yeah, careless impede in Saudi in season 7, season 8, tier 2. But yeah, reset track is definitely not allowed. So, gentlemen, please take care when you do that. Also, if anything more, yeah, you should actually leave it to the stewards to judge. It looks like, yeah, King James is going back into the pits. It's now just Alex and I think Tsukuyomi who are on hot laps. Yeah, Tsukuyomi is just starting his hot lap. In the meantime, Alex is approaching Ake Minerale with quite a little bit of pace too, although yeah, it was too much for him to control it, as yeah, he just almost yeeted off Ake Minerale. Oh!
Oh!
Okay, heart in the mouth moment.
I think he's trying to make it to the line, but I think that's not
Yeah.
allowed. So if anyone notices that, that should be another report, because I think they made it very clear that track cuts are not allowed in terms of time. This is fine. This is the only one.
Yeah, if track cuts are allowed, so aren't these, because yeah, probably will throw off driver behind you or something. I don't know.
True, but
Yeah.
true, but I think this is already monitored by the game, where like I think if you do it multiple times, it give you a penalty. But if you do it once, it won't. I'm not sure how it works. It's very
Yeah, me
inconsistent, but
neither.
yeah.
I've never actually seen a driver get a grid penalty because of speeding into the pit lane during quali, but yeah, now we're on board the driver of our, what is it, driver of a topic, as he makes his way down the main straight, probably looking for that 100, yeah, that 100-meter board to break point, takes his Takes a fairly decent line through Tamburello, although I think he could have gone a little more earlier. The throttle. Approaching Villeneuve, takes a tight line through the first left-hander and gets a clean exit through the right-hander as well. What corner is this again? I don't remember, but I'll just call this the hairpin. Yeah, gets a fairly decent exit. Gets purple sector 1, according to the track map at least. Approaching this left-hander also. Goes a little carefully across this line, approaching Acque Minerali, mounts that first right-hander curb entirely, and now almost has a squirrely moment there, but I think he should be good for the rest of the lap. But yeah, because won't lose probably will lose probably a 2-1 half tenth or something, but making his way out of the final chicane, approaching Rivazza. There's a lot of traffic coming up on his way. Let's just hope that he doesn't get any dirty air. Exiting out of Rivazza to get a clean exit. Won't get the toe of that Red Bull driver in front of him, who looks like it's ABD, and he goes pole with that lap by almost a tenth.
But I think the 10th might be eaten quite easily. Again, it's only a 10th, and FIFA Kanak should be on a lap right now.
Yep, FIFA Kanak.
Looking quick.
Yeah, I will let you simply take over.
Thank you so much.
He's approaching Kosa right now as he's making his way to Piratella. Very good exit as he's powering his way to Piratella. Let's see if he gets the clean exit from here. The pace touches the curb, clean exit, all pushing the pedal to the metal, approaching the Acque Minerale. Brakes on time, good turn in, no track limits. Now making his way to Variante Alte. Let's see if he brakes on time here. Does the curb throw him off? No, curb perfectly doesn't throw him off. As he's making his way down to Rivazza right now. Looks like a pretty decent lap, but a yellow sector. Could that ruin him? We'll find out. Oh, there's a lot of understeer there. Final corner. Let's see if that understeer might have costed him from pole. That's invalidation. Oh no.
That is extremely unfortunate.
Dark Knight could go on for pole here. He has a purple sector and a green sector. Oof. Only 10. Is this bugged?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's just plain old bottling. Dark Knight, probably screwed up his third sector.
He said he's a 10th off of pole, but he's 4/10 off of pole.
That is exactly what has happened here.
Yeah, but Iceberg somehow might be able to hang on to this pole even though he didn't have a very clean middle sector. Is this invalidation? No. But he probably lost more time than he gained. Srikantas, as he finishes his lap, not to improve at all.
Yep, that is qualifying over, and I can confirm we do have a lobby restart as well. After qualifying, luckily, we will take the qualifying results only for the race. But yeah, an amazing qualifying, a solid 18 minutes, and we can see that, this is going to be tasty, is what I can say in the race. Oh my god, I just realized Jose Hero is in P2. Only 100th separating Jose and Heisenberg. FIFA kind of quite close. To be honest, the whole of the grid is quite close, so this will produce some interesting racing.
But I have to say, is the lobby restart because many people are leaving and joining, and it's more of a precautionary measure?
I believe we did have a wrong lobby setting. That is why.
Well, someone's getting scolded later. Interesting. So as we are wrapping up quali, you can see it's a very interesting quali. It's quite close up front, but from midfield onwards, the pace drops off immensely. Let's see if these guys can improve in the race, as we all want close racing.
Absolutely, that is exactly what we want here, and that is what we're gonna get here in Imola. But yep, after that exciting qualifying, as we did say, we're going to be restarting the lobby. Very good timing, Assassin. We will be right back. In the meantime, go make sure to get your popcorn or your rather evening or early evening, whatever drinks or whatever you want to do. But make sure to be right back. Leave the stream on. We'll be right back with you shortly. Hello
All right,
everyone.
guys.
We do apologize for the delays. However, we are indeed back. Uh,
Y-
the lobby restart issue has been fixed. Again, it is only going to be the race from here on out. And from what I did see, it was inters at the beginning for it to go to cloudy and
Hmm.
then dry. So it is indeed a mixed conditions race, which will make things quite interesting here.
Yeah. Do you pit too early? Do you pit too late? Or you perfectly on time and get an insane advantage? Well, that's what the
Mhm.
drivers have to figure out later on, and it will be a hell of a dilemma for them.
Certainly. Yesterday we did see not an influencer again in tier 3 pull off a very similar strat where it was raining at the beginning, but then he went on to the mediums for about 18 laps and then went on to the softs to finish the race and then just absolutely dominated everyone. So we could see somewhat of a similar situation here. It is extremely possible. It's not something that isn't.
Yep, very possible. They can expect a complete domination from any driver, as you know, like just because you're fast in the dry doesn't exactly convert to you being fast in the wet. As who knows, it
Absolutely.
might it's someone might have just been practicing wet only, and how is it's his time to shine.
Absolutely. It could be anyone's race today, and that is what we will be looking out for. Again, mixed conditions, anything could happen. The start is going to become even more trickier here. And of course, one thing drivers should not forget is setups, because it is a lobby restart. Some drivers do forget the setups, which could be extremely crucial for them.
Yep, the drivers will have to be very careful, very on edge. We have to be very careful to not suddenly lose traction out of nowhere and hit the barrier, as it'll be a bit tough for them to do that, as the barriers are pretty far from the track itself. But that at the speeds you're traveling, it could happen.
Absolutely. Anything could happen here at Imola as it is raining right now. We wait now for 1 minute before we will get going.
Yep.
Quite soon. Amazing racing action coming right ahead of us. And I believe the 1 minute time period is over. So the ready up message should be going out quite soon.
Well, simply, while we are still waiting, we'll be
Yep.
participating in the Tier 1 race tonight.
Well, I'm surprised you are not.
Yeah, this game, it's a roller coaster of emotions. It does get very fun at times, but at the same time, it does get very not fun for me. But yeah, I am. I'll see you later if I start to like this game again. I might come back. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I'm just playing a bit more ACC. And speaking of ACC, we have a new season starting next week, so be on a lookout for that.
Get signed up, join the server, get signed up if you haven't already done so. As now we have only 10 seconds left before we get started with tier 2 here at Imola. Finally, despite all of the delays again, we do apologize for those delays. Wet Imola coming ahead of us. Not completely wet, but wet for the beginning.
Oh,
3 lights,
see,
4 lights, 5 red lights. It is lights out and away we go. Heisenberg off to an amazing start. Never mind. Jose takes up that position. By the looks of it, starting P1 here is a curse because Jose is up into the lead. FIFA Connect P2, Deepak P3, Heisenberg down into P5. He is losing out on a lot of positions here, and there's a Max Verstappen and Hamilton type contact going into turn 1, although no one seems to have gone off wide. Everyone's still on track, still going clean. Heisenberg now will have to do a lot more work to come back. There's 4 cars right ahead of him. He's dropped down to P5. There's a bit of action going on behind him. Heisenberg actually trying to make a move on Deepak, trying to go around the outside, but unfortunately cannot make that move stick. Here we can see BK19 also kind of attempting to make that a similar sort of move on Faizan, but cannot do so. Heisenberg still stuck in P5. BK19 still in P8. There's contact
oh,
between Dark Knight and Faizan ahead of him. They were going side by side. I believe Sager has also been caught up in that incident. Sager has retired from this race. Would there be a safety car? There is a virtual safety car.
that is a very action-packed first lap. I wonder what happened between Faizan. and Dark Knight, I imagine words will be thrown around violently. So I hope later on we'll get a clarification on what happened between them. Until then, can we go on board either of them to see if there's any wing damage? That can tell us who was behind who, because my guess is
None
someone
of
caught the wheel of the other.
none of them has any wing damage by the looks of it. So both of
That
them came out clean. Unfortunately, Sage getting caught out in their incident then.
the way the incident looked, my guess is they're sort of not really alongside, maybe halfway alongside. Then the car had turned in. Then for some reason the car on the inside decided to hang on, and he clipped the car in ahead. That's what my guess is. I guess we'll find out later as the VSC is in, as Jose Hero and Fukanak are fighting out right now. Fukanak very very close to Jose Hero, but now Jose Hero has gotten a much better exit, and Fukanak is now under pressure from ABD, who is catching up to him very slowly but surely. Will ABD try to send one down on the inside on Tosa? We'll find out. He does get a better exit now as Fukanak dips his wheel into the gravel. Does he try to stick around the outside? No, he has to go for a better exit. He does get a better exit, but no, Fukanak has a better second phase in terms of acceleration. As now the gaps are very very tiny, all the way down to P5, even 6. As Jose had a moment right there, half spin, beautifully recovered. Doesn't seem to have lost too much time to Fukanak. His heart must be in his mouth right now.
Absolutely, he has lost about 3 tenths there despite that mistake. His Deepak, amazing exit from Deepak. He's about to make a move on ABD if ABD lets it happen. No, he does not. Amazing defending from ABD that has compromised Deepak. He's about to lose another position to Heisenberg now. Heisenberg ahead of Deepak. Will he have to let that position by because of the game's stupid logic? I think so, yeah, he has had to do that. And because of that, Deepak keeps it in P4 for how much longer? The BK19 is getting closer to Heisenberg. And so is Alex. Both of the Ferraris quite close to the pack right ahead of them. Actually, Axel Sam doing an amazing job defending off from the rest of the back, letting Alex go ahead and try and gain as many positions as possible. And it makes sense they did not have as much grip because they did not have a racing line before. Now they do have a dry racing line. And Sukuyomi and Shrikant Das are side by side. Sukuyomi on the inside, Shrikant Das on the outside. He takes the outside and he remains on the outside. And very dodgy move from him there because he had to go onto the sausage curb, but still makes that move stick. Sukuyomi on the other hand, he's making a few mistakes here. He has dropped down to P12, not looking good for him.
Yeah, I think he got sent into the gravel, not sure how that happened, but very scrappy fighting from both of them, to be honest. As Faizan tries to make a move around the outside of Sukuyomi, which he does successfully. So, Sukuyomi not having the best of the race start so far, but let's see if it gets any better for him.
Absolutely, there's still quite a long way to go as the rain seems to be settling down very, very slowly. It is about to stop. I think it has stopped. The rain might have stopped here. Not sure though. But yeah, we do have a proper dry line formed here. Now, their focus again will be shifting slightly towards strategy. Though it is raining, but very, very little now. I think it's about to end in the next 2 or so laps. But yeah, as I was saying, their goal, obviously, especially FIFA Canucks, will be to get past Jose Hero here. But then also, they'll also have to think about the strategy. What can they pull off? Ooh, that is Faizan sending a move on Dark Knight here. A very ambitious move, but he's made it stick. But yeah, as I was saying, they have to pay attention to both things here. One of them obviously being the driver ahead, which Heisenberg is doing right now. He's about to pass Deepak if he can make it stick. No, he does not has enough room left there to make that move, but still very hard but fair racing, I would say. But then again,
Yeah.
finally coming back to my original point, they will have to consider strategy because the rain is drying up now. The water is about to dry up in a very, very short moment here in just a matter of a few laps, as a matter of fact. Question is, do they stick onto the hards and go until the end from there on out? Or do they do what not an influencer did? It is an extremely risky strategy because you have a very, very high chance of your tires just blowing up. But if you can pull it off, it's going to be an amazing gain for you. But if you can play again, the very safe strategy, go into the hards and finish a race on that. What do you think, Jose, FIFA, maybe even Heisenberg will be considering at this point?
They have a lot to lose, so they don't have to take risks. Yes. Right now, they have a lot of points in the bag, so I think they're going to go to safe strategy of hards because the last time I drove Imola, the hards were fine here. They're not horrible, and there are sort of times where you can consistently set times, and that's the kind of thing that these guys exactly need. a set of ties where they can consistently set times and just finish the race. What is going on here? A lot of contact here going on. Faizan tried to make a rule around the outside of Sai Tarun, does not succeed. What was Faizan pitting? I think did he get wing damage? Or he's just
I
pitting?
believe so. I did see an end pit flying off. Yeah, look at the bottom left. He has
Does he
he has
go
an
for the
end pit.
risk and pit for slicks?
Ooh, will he do that? Has he done that? No, he's
No,
gone
no,
onto
he
another
hasn't.
pair of inters.
Yeah, this is very tough for Faizan. He'll definitely need a safety car to come back into this race as he will be about
Absolutely.
30 seconds behind the pack. I'm guessing 22 seconds of pit and
30.
7 seconds to change the wing.
Yep.
Oh, Shikandas is having trouble controlling the car as Sukimi might come and try to overtake him around the outside. No, Sukimi is still quite far behind, but Sukimi tries to do the switcheroo on him. Still, does get a better exit, but not really alongside him either.
Yep, Sukoim still attempts are being made to recover, and that is good. That is good to see that these guys are close. They have the spirit in them still. Only 5 laps in this race. Quite a few more to go, and yeah, as you said, Faizan has come out 30 and a half seconds behind the rest of the pack, so that is going to be absolutely crucial to his race. And what is crucial to Sai Tarun's race is getting past Axel Sam, which he has pulled off finally after 5 laps. Being stuck behind Sam. But yeah, Sam has done an amazing job in defending here because he has made an 8-second gap to the rest of the pack so that he can help his teammate Alex pull away and try and attack the guys ahead of him, which he's done an amazing job with. So amazing thing by Axel Sam here, although that has also compromised his race because now he will also be losing that time. So realistically, how much more can he defend? Yes, we can see Shrikandas and Dark Knight fighting behind him, but then we need to remember the absolute wet masterclass that we did see from Dark Knight in Miami. While it does remain wet, Dark Knight can still pull out a lot more from his bag, and it'll only be a matter of time before he does get past Axel Sam here, and it might also be only a bit of matter of time before FIFA Kanak gets past Jose Hero, as he's only a 10th and a half behind him.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to see how this race plays out as the gaps are still sorry. The gaps are still very, very small. There's many 2 groups right now, and the gap even between those 2 groups is relatively minimal. It is 10 seconds, but oh, what's going on here? I'm so confused. Did you catch what has happened? I was too busy in my coughing.
I did. FIFA Kanak has gone past Jose Hero, and Deepak is about to get past ABD as well. Never mind, ABD still keeps that P3. Quite a bit of chaos here. ABD makes a mistake. Now Deepak's taking that P3 back away from him. Heisenberg's also getting involved in the battle here. Jose and FIFA Kanak had a bit of a scrap. Jose went wide because of that. He had to let that position go. Same with Deepak. Now Heisenberg coming back on Deepak. Heisenberg on the inside and gets the move done before even going into turn 1. Leaving just about enough space there for Deepak to go through. We can see ABD now right on the tail of Deepak as well. He's about to make a move soon. He's looking for it at least. And he is making that move. Going side by side and cannot make that move stick. Still an amazing attempt from ABD. Although now BK19 as well. He's battling ABD. Alex also getting involved in this fight. It is a 7-wave battle for P1 here, and as there's yellow flags, Dark Knight, I think I've cursed him. He's made a mistake in the wet conditions. Never mind the moving back to BK19 here, extremely close to APD, going through Aqua Minerale. Extremely close. He's still sticking by, cannot make a move just about it unless he does send a very ambitious dive bomb going into this upcoming chicane, which I doubt he will. And he has gone off wide. He's making a few mistakes here. Assassin. You can see in the background though, Axel Sam losing out on yet another position to Shrikant Das. He's gone past him. And now BK19 attempts are not yet over and the positions are not yet done. As you can see, Jose Hero now using up all of his ERS to get past FIFA Kanak. A lot more straight line than FIFA Kanak, and he gets the move done. Actually, not yet. He has the inside now for turn 2 and he does get past. All the FIFA Kanak is not yet giving up this, but still going side by side. The FIFA Kanak has the comeback, although Jose Hira has the inside line. Now the outside for Jose and FIFA Kanak back into the lead of this race. Jose Hiro will have to still stick around. Again, the battle for the lead is not yet over, but they will have to consider for the long run because Heisenberg, an extremely quick drive right behind them, as we can see Sukoyomi getting past Axel Sam. Sam not looking the best right now. I think he's made a setup that's too focused on the drive weather conditions. So I think Sam will come back during the drive, but while it remains wet, I do not believe so. The rain has stopped raining here at Imola. Surprise. And we can see again Jose coming back. ABD also picking up 3-second time penalty quite conveniently, Ashray.
Yeah, as you can see, the gaps are still very, very minimal. People still fighting out everywhere, literally. As Sai Tarun still somehow hasn't been able to close the gap to Alex, which I am surprised because the past few laps, the top six have just been scrapping here and there, and by right, they should be losing time, but apparently they haven't, which is very, very surprising to me.
It is extremely surprising to me as well because rather than gaining time, as you said, the top 7 actually have been scrapping out. Sai Tarun has lost a further 2 seconds. I think, that is Alex now on BK19, side by side through turn 1. Oh, there is a bit of wheel banging. Someone does get pushed off onto the curbs, but still a pretty hard but clean move there from Alex. But yeah, as I was saying, I think Sai Tarun has the focus is set up too much onto the dry weather, just like how Sam has done. So I think those guys are looking for the dry weather to come as quickly as possible because they seem to be struggling with it. I think their pressures and all of that are tuned extremely towards the dry weather, which will be coming extremely soon. As you can see, the track, the water is pretty much all gone now. The rain did stop raining quite a bit, quite a few laps ago. There's a bit of water, but yeah, the track is drying up quite quickly here. So we can expect drive the really. Yes.
I would like to say something, but I will not say it.
Do not say it then. But yeah, this is not going to help Heisenberg's race, but this is also not going to help the lobby because he was the lobby host.
One question: do you think we're expecting AI again?
Only time will tell. By the looks of it, currently, I'd say no. I'd say we're still fine. I think the lobby has managed to get a solid backup host. I believe ABD should be the lobby leader as of now. But yeah, it's not looking good in the long run at least. But for now, I'd say we're fine. I don't think we're watching AI race. Yeah, certainly not. AI would not be doing this.
Yeah, I guess so far, I think the gaps have formed slightly. Right now, there's only fights going on between the top, between T1 and T2. Jose is still managing to hack in. This is a turn like Faizan quite far from the pack, but actually has managed to close up quite a bit. He closed up by 15 seconds. He's actually setting some really fast lap times right now.
He's setting extremely quick lap times. Yeah, Faizan really seems to be on the pace. And we did see an early prediction from someone saying that Faizan might actually win this race. And considering that we still have that pit stop left, Faizan picking up another 3-second time penalty. 6 seconds now totally for him. But yeah, as I was saying, someone did predict that Faizan might be winning this race. With the dry pit stop still yet to come, there could be a potential for safety car here as well. So Faizan might be back in it considering how close everyone really is. And on the topic of closing up, Sai Tarun is actually starting to close up again. He's closed up 2 seconds to BK19 now. So I think everyone is starting to pick up the pace now that the track is getting drier and drier lap by lap.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think Faizan, it's a tough ask for him to go on and also to win the race. As right now he's trying to fight his way back in the top 10. So we'll see what happens. If the safety car comes, there's definitely a much higher chance. As you can see, Sukimi now lining up to move on Shrikant does with the help of DRS. Does he have enough space to sit down the outside? No, he plays it safe, focuses, but he does get a slightly better exit, but he's getting blocked by Shrikant Das. Pretty fair defense from Shrikant Das there, and yeah, I guess yes, he lives to fight another day. But he's now under pressure from Dark Knight, who sends it down the inside at Villeneuve chicane and does get the move complete. As he's now targeting Shrikant Das now, as this is not the place Dark Knight wants to be. He doesn't want to be fighting for any position outside the top 10, let alone the top 5.
Exactly, it's going to be extremely crucial for them. Although currently they will still be scoring a lot more points than the Aston Martin boys again, because there's only Sai Tarun there representing Aston Martin today. We are missing Ink. We still have Dark Knight and ABD. ABD though in top 4, but he is He does have 3-second time penalty on him. But still, they're quite consistent. Even if they won't be in the top 5, top 4. Let's just say again, long race. We don't know what's gonna happen, but let's just assume they won't be. They'll still be scoring a lot more points than the Aston Martin here. Even though it'll be just a few points, more points are still more points, and that's just gonna help them extend their lead in the WCC further.
Yep. As you can see, Taka down trying to line up move on Srikantas. He does a good amount of ERS. Srikantas takes the defensive line on the inside, forcing Taka to go on the outside, but that outside turns into the inside, into the second corner, as he does get the move done. And yes, that is the second corner because the first corner is a small kink from the start-finish line.
Yeah, we're not going to consider that kink a corner, though, are we? Let's just call the proper first corner the first corner, rather than admitting that the kink is a corner. Oh, a bit of lag there, I think, from Srikantas. So that could be a cause for concern for the drivers around him, but I think it just could be something minor. What else isn't minor, though, is the fact that Jose Hero has once again caught up to FIFA Canuck, and now he's still closing in, only 3 tenths separating the two of them. He has to focus on getting a very, very good exit out of the final 2 corners here. And by the looks of it, he's not had the best of corners, and he's also very, very low on the ERS. But yeah, we can see Jose did set the fastest lap, but Deepak's pulled off into the pits. This could be an undercut coming his way. I do also see the Mercedes garage waiting for someone to come in. It's not Jose, it could be Faizan. And Deepak going off onto the hards here. A very, very early call. A very good move it could be here, but there's still visible water on the track. So it could be a little too early for Deepak to be pitting here. But again, we'll have to see how that turns out for him as we go further and further on into this race, as Jose Hero is still deploying up whatever he does have left. Whereas I don't think FIFA Canuck might be doing so. Can we check FIFA Canuck's ERS really quickly? Yeah, FIFA Canuck is conserving while he still can. The wet conditions do help you conserve, so that is what he is doing currently. And that is good for FIFA Canuck in the long run, as he says, the purple middle sector. So he is looking quite quick now. He's about to pull off that gap again from Jose. Jose not looking good so far, but then again, he can pull something off using the strategies. ABD 5 seconds behind Jose and FIFA Canuck. These guys are really on the front foot here. They are also going into the pits. So the people out in the garage were for Faizan as well as Jose Heroes. Faizan and Jose have actually pulled off an amazing strategy. Faizan gets the pit, and so does Jose without anyone being held here. There's a Red Bull team garage as well as the Ferrari lot coming out. So yeah, everyone is moving on to the hard tires here. Question remains, will Deepak's strategy pull off? He's just exiting the final corner now. He's on the main straight. Let's stay on Deepak. Can he pull off an amazing undercut on multiple cars? Will it work? Up into P7. On the pit exit, can he nab up Alex? Yes, he can. Up into P3 here, Deepak. He has pulled off an amazing undercut, and his tires will be hot right now. That is Jose Hero who has made a mistake. He is dropping further and further down. So that just means that Deepak up into P2. 1 lap does not make much of a difference in terms of tire wear, at least on this track. That is ABD as well getting past Jose Hero. Deepak's tires will be much hotter than FIFA Canucks, so he will be pulling in a lot more onto FIFA Canucks the further we go on here. You can see Heisenberg still disconnected weirdly. I'm not sure why. But yeah, as you can see, Deepak still closing in on FIFA Canuck, and he still is. Yellow flags in the middle sector. And I've just caused Deepak. He's made a mistake that's cost him 2 seconds here. Now Alex will be closing in on Deepak. ABD as well, not too far behind from the rest of the pack. We can see as well now Shrikant Das trying to fight out from Dark Knight. Dark Knight on hards. Shrikant Das with a much fresher and faster tires on those mediums. He's gotten away from Dark Knight. Dark Knight, I think he is struggling with the tire times here, I believe. That could be the sole reason. And we can see Alex now getting past Deepak. Deepak is missing a wing. Oh my god, I have completely cursed Deepak here, and I did not mean to do so. Deepak was looking so well. He managed to go up into P2 at one point, made a
Could
slight
it
mistake, broke his wing, and now his race is pretty much over unless there's another safety car.
could it be a mistake or an incident between him and Alex?
I believe it is a mistake from Deepak because Alex at that point was about 3 seconds behind Deepak.
Okay. But yeah, so far this, like I said, the mixed races are the most fun because the races are just shake up so quickly.
Exactly. Not only did they shake up the strategy, they also shake up the drive themselves because they have a lot of things to worry about. One, keeping their car on track. Two, pulling off a good strategy. Three, making sure that whatever they're doing is gonna help them in the long run because that is what they again should be focusing on. And again, not making mistakes, which unfortunately Deepak has pulled off here. But then again, safety car chances are quite high, so it's not completely all over for Deepak. Still, more than half of this race is still left on the cards for Deepak to pull back, and considering how quick he is, he can definitely pull this off. As Sukoyomi makes a mistake there, and Shrikantas does go ahead. Now FIFA Kanak leading by 9 seconds in this race. As I said, an unexpected podium could be on our way here.
Yeah, so far this race has been really good. As you can see, FIFA Canuck somehow is maintaining the lead after starting third, and the race full sitter is now in sixth, while the race leader for most of the race was Jose Hero is now sitting in third. So this is not the race that either Jose Hero or Heisenberg wanted, but it's definitely the race that FIFA Canuck wanted. As you can see, a three-way fight for P8 here, as Dark Knight powers down and overtakes Shrikant Das. Oh, Shrikant Das!
Oh! He's broken out the grass and he has collected Dark Knight with him. I'm pretty sure Dark Knight will be extremely pissed. Although no damage, Shrikantas does have damage, but that has ruined both of their races.
Dark Knight is so unlucky. But yeah, I'm sure he didn't mean to do that. But again, that's a very careless mistake, as the car simply doesn't have as much grip as the road mate.
Reminds you of season 6 of ACC, Ashray?
Oh,
yes,
Belgium.
a lot of it. Yes.
Well, going onto the grass and braking there is indeed quite an easy mistake to pull off at Imola, as well as Belgium, and pretty much any track that has grass right next to the tarmac. And that's BK19, who has retired from this race after making a mistake. That could be a safety car. That is a safety car.
Our Dark Knight's dreams have come true. So has everyone's dreams, to be honest. Okay, so I guess this race has more entertainment for us than we expected.
Absolutely, as the drivers will be passing the safety car here, as the leader did pass the pit exit before the safety car could come out. So Bernd Maylander there will be sitting there listening to a bit of Spotify as they do make a lap and come around. Realistically, if they wanted to, they can pit onto the mediums, as Sukoyomi and Dark Knight are doing here, and make it to the end. The tires will last. They will be in their prime even up until the end. They realistically could pull it off. Question remains though, will they pull it off, or will they remain on the hards until the end? Because one thing to worry about here is, yes, for FIFA Kanak, Alex and Jose Hero, yes, they do have quite a few hard runners behind them, but then you also need to remember the mediums are much faster here, with the track temperatures being low because it is still extremely cloudy. The tire will also be low. That's just going to help the mediums out a lot more. It's just putting the track conditions into the favor of the medium runners, especially people like Deepak, Dark Knight, who have a chance of pulling back. As FIFA kind of gets a 5-second for speeding in the pit lane, that is not good at all. But yeah, as I was saying, this could severely hinder with those with the other guys here, with the medium runners, that is.
Yeah, this race has so much left in store for us, as you can see. Alex now taking the lead of the race, as FIFA Connect pit for mediums. Very bold strategy for him to give up the lead of the race, although he will be on mediums where he'll be much faster. So it could be the right call, as this is a very ballsy move from FIFA Connect. Let's see if anyone else follows him. As you can see, like, there's other 4 people at the back who have done it, but the truth is they have nothing to lose. So it is wise for them to go down that strategy, as, like I said, what are you going to do being last on hards? You have to take some ballsy moves, and that is certainly something I didn't expect FIFA Connect to do, especially when he was leading the race. So let's see how that plays out for him.
Absolutely, it is a very ballsy move, as you said, a very brave strategy as well, but it could be pulled off. And I don't think anyone else is gonna follow him in, not just yet.
Anyways, Jose is back up in the beat. Preacher is very happy that his mistake is wiped from the race, as it hasn't affected his race by much.
Yeah,
Although it has somehow cornered him where, like, maybe what if he wanted to do something like FIFA Connect and pit onto the mediums. But obviously now he can't do that because he didn't have the liberty of having a major cap. Because if he pits now, he'll come out probably P11, P10.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
gonna be
P10,
quite far
P10.
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that case, I think all Jose has to rely on is just that APD can hold the people behind him off, because Heisenberg is disconnected. So that he's not going to be too much of an issue for FIFA Canuck. He's just going to nab Heisenberg's position off the back on the restart. Only main real barrier between Jose and FIFA Canuck is ABD. Perhaps if Jose can stick around and maybe if he can pull off a very good restart, then perhaps he can overtake Alex, and then that just becomes another car acting as a barrier between them. But realistically speaking, how long will those barriers stay active? Again, those fresher, faster, medium tires.
Yeah, this will be very interesting. Right now, FIFA Connect's main priority on restart is not to get any wing damage, as pace will certainly not be an issue. You have plenty of laps to tick down the cars one by one. Right now, his main priority is to get a clean restart.
Absolutely, it is.
Anyways,
Well,
if Shrikant does is 40 seconds down the back, he didn't pit.
oh, I've also. Oh, now he pit. I think the safety car might stay out another lap. Will it?
I think it has already been 3 laps. I think he might be. Could he get lap?
I think it could be in this lap. It has
What
to
is
be
he
in this
switching
lap,
to?
right?
I'm confused. It didn't change.
Another
He just
mediums.
did he accidentally going to use mediums or? Okay,
Yeah,
I am
those
genuinely
are one
confused.
lap old mediums. The safety car doesn't seem to be going in, so we'll have to wait another lap for Shrikant to catch up, who's even further behind on the pack now.
Yeah, but the thing about this game is that the safety car might suddenly go in last minute, but that certainly doesn't seem to be the case.
No, not
Right now.
not yet. Yeah. So he's a minute behind the pack. Now these guys will have to wait for a whole lap. Why? I don't understand why they're weaving, because they're just adding more wear to their tires.
And truthfully, with the weather
And
right
when
now,
you
I
know
doubt
you'll
they'll get
have
any.
to stay out for at least another lap, just do it towards the end of this lap. I don't understand why they're doing it.
You know how it goes. You know how, like, people don't like to stand still as kids. It's the same thing. That's what we like to do.
Unless you're Kimi.
Yes. I don't think there's any grown old men racing here, except for probably Sam.
Yeah, Sam, I'd say, is the oldest one on the grid, which is still fine. We accept all ages, and he's shown that he's
Yes,
quite quick.
even
So
Tatas
age
around
is
will come to
definitely
race
not
with
a
us.
factor in anything.
Anyways, I think this should be the final lap, and do you think Shrikant can catch up?
Absolutely not. He's only now 40 seconds behind the pack, so absolutely not. If the safety car stays out one more lap, it's going to be a bit ridiculous. I don't think it will. Yeah, it has to be in this lap. He'll
But he is
probably
catching up
declare it
really
after
quickly,
Axel
though.
Minerale.
I think he'll catch up actually.
Let's
He's
see.
really fast. It's only like a couple corners behind.
I think he'll just be there. Oh, the safety car should announce if it's going in or not by this point. We'll see right after the chicane. Is it going in? It is.
He is
All right,
gaining
then.
about 10 seconds. Really quickly. He might catch. Yeah, especially now, Alex.
Yep.
The kind of guy that go very, very slowly, but He doesn't seem to be going slow enough for Srikanth to catch up. Oh, okay, yeah, no,
Well,
I
I'm
think
pretty sure
Srikanth
his
is good.
concern won't be Srikanth catching up, but rather him getting a good start. As we can see, Jose Hero pulling off a Kimi here, not weaving at all. He's just trying to get that good restart pulled off, which he has as Alex goes now. Has not created much of a gap, though only 3/10, and that's easily within the slipstream range. As we can see, Heisenberg finally joining after so many laps. That is not ideal at all for him because you have to be under control. It is the rules for 75% of the race of your car. He has been in AI for more than that. So, yeah, I think, yeah, well, we'll just leave that to the coordinators for now. But yeah, it is not looking good for Heisenberg. But yeah, we can see Deepak now on those not so fresh mediums, but still, I mean, he has spent most of the lifespan of those mediums so far under the safety car. So I'd say they're quite fresh. So he has a lot of grip right now compared to Faizan. He will be quicker than Faizan. Oh, there's contact between Deepak and Faizan. I'm not sure what happened there. It just looked like netcode to me because that was so weird.
I think he just lost it. I don't think even hit him. I think he just lost it behind him.
That is so unlikely of Deepak. That just is. I think that has to be netcode. It cannot be because
Did they touch?
I mean it looked like Deepak's car touched the rear of
But
Faizan.
how is it that he touches and he spins? It's so weird.
I'll just say netcode for now, man. That's the only possible explanation for that contact. Netcode it is. But yeah, we can see FIFA Kanak now behind ABD. ABD actually has done what Jose kind of expected him to do. Of course, they're not teammates, so that's not what Jose ordered him to do. But that's what ABD is doing. He's holding up FIFA Kanak. He's holding up Heisenberg, and he's creating more of a gap so that Jose can do what he wants to do and pull off a bit of a gap to ABD here, and as well as of course FIFA Kanik and Heisenberg, and perhaps try and challenge Alex for that lead. But again, I'd say he wouldn't really do that because again, if they do start fighting, then what's the point of them pulling off a gap?
I have to say, I'm really surprised Alex restarted the race from there because it's a very risky position to do that where you're giving the car right behind you slipstream for so long. That's a very long straight. I have to say he is lucky that he caught the Josero napping, or else he would have been easy meat for Josero.
Exactly, just like how there was easy beat
Ooh.
in this contact. Multiple cars involved. I think the initially started off with Faizan trying to make a move on ABD, but then yeah, I won't
This
speculate anything.
Heisenberg tried to make a move on ABD, then
Oh.
Heisenberg spun, then Faizan hitting Heisenberg who was spun.
Oh damn. Okay. Well, thanks for correcting me there, but wow.
Yeah, I
That
would say Faizan getting very unlucky this race.
absolutely Faizan Deepak absolutely unlucky this race. It seems that we have indeed commentators curse them, and we're just making it worse for them. So let's just stop mentioning them for now, because otherwise, yeah, you know, I don't want to be responsible for whatever's happening to them. But yeah, moving on then. Dark
And
Knight,
it is
7
It is
tenths
very
away.
lucky that for Heisenberg that he didn't get any wing damage because his wing clearly touched the rear, the back of ABT's right front wheel. So it's very
Yep.
lucky that that didn't happen. And truthfully, he's not that far behind in terms of gap. He only lost about what, a second and a half.
Around that, yes.
So the biggest loser here is clearly Faizan, who did nothing wrong in the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Faizan will definitely be pissed because earlier on during qualifying he did get this word coming from Faizan himself, by the way, that he did get blocked by a few cars that were lagging around, and because of that he did not have a good qualifying, and then in the race as well, he's just had a completely unlucky weekend here, Faizan. So yeah, I think Faizan has rightfully will be quite pissed off.
Yeah, it is very understandable. As people put in hours to prepare for the races, and when incidents really, rather than your own mistakes or your own pace, when incidents cause you to not get a result that you expect, you're obviously gonna be upset, which is a completely
Yep.
humane and a normal thing to do. And he has every right to report and get some justice. If the stewards think that it is something they can penalize, then yeah, it will be. good for him, but at the same time, does it really get him back the points? But yeah,
Absolutely.
penalties are something where like they just penalize the driver responsible. But at the end of the day, you can report all you want, but you will never get the race that you wanted back.
Absolutely. But hey, look, Faizan will have to continue with the
It is what it is. It is what it is.
mindset because if he does, you know, again, long season, 7 more weekends to go. So if he does give up now, then there's no point. Remember, top 15 get points. There's only 14 racing here. Faizan, as long as he finishes the race, will still bag some points. Not a lot, some points, but still, at the end of the day, every single point matters and every single point counts. So it's not the end of the world for Faizan, and it's not the end of the world for the Red Bull teammates here as well, as they do a bit of team orders, as we can see Dark Knight getting past ABD, and I think Dark Knight has been left to once again unleash himself perhaps onto the podium, as ABD will be doing his best to defend off from Heisenberg once again, while Dark Knight will go and chase FIFA Connect down and perhaps try and get that P2 as well, if he does reach to FIFA Connect, that is, as Jose
Simply,
Hero.
I just realized FIFA Connect is a 5-second penalty.
Yep. He
That
got
means
one for
that
speeding in the pit lane quite a
he
while
needs
ago,
to
actually.
overtake 2 cars and gain 5 seconds on both cars. Oh, what's going on here? Jose Hero with aggressive defending, not sure what to think of that, if I'm honest. But we leave that to his thoughts. But yeah, very aggressive defending. But truthfully, I
He
think
also got a
that's
3-second penalty from that.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Oh.
think that could be.
Wait, how though?
a
Wait,
thing.
how can he get a 3-second penalty when
Track
he still
limits,
had one track?
actually.
No, I know that, but didn't he have one track,
That-
one wheel on the track?
You know the
Was he-
answer to that, Ashley. You know the answer to that. All too well.
Ah, game.
Yep.
Wait, did he get? My question is, did he get the track limits in variant LT chicane or the exit of Aqua Minerale?
Not sure. I think the
Rally.
The first one.
Yeah.
well, anyways, Sai Tarun getting past Shrikant Das here. FIFA Connect did try to make a move on Jose Hero, but he could not pull it off. That will be, I think, definitely will be going to the Suwats. FIFA Connect could get that 3 seconds removed. That is in case, of course, the rule book saying that as long as it does not pick up any more track limit warnings, then he will be eligible to get that removed, and Jose Hero might end off with a penalty there. But yeah, that was a bit dodgy defending, as we can see. Dark Knight well and truly has closed in quite a bit here. He is only half a second now behind FIFA Kanak. This is looking extremely well for Dark Knight.
Yeah, this is looking all too well for Dark Knight, to the point where can he finish it off? Because he might be in for a race win here.
Could fully be. Dark Knight currently does look like the fastest on track compared to the rest of the drivers around him. FIFA Kanak not too quick right now, at least, but he does have the DRS, so that is helping FIFA Kanak out. He is certainly faster than Jose, so I think at the end it could come down to between Dark Knight and FIFA Kanak, as we only have a few more laps to go on our hands.
I have to say, I don't think Dark Knight is going to bother fighting FIFA Connect, because I think he's just going to stay behind FIFA Connect, wait for him to overtake Jose Hero and Alex, and take opportunity of the overtakes. Because whenever you overtake someone, you obviously put the person you're overtaking in a very bad spot, as that person you overtake might get a bad exit or a bad entry, and that is where there's a perfect time for Dark Knight to swoop in and overtake that person without losing much time. And I think he's going to make FIFA Connect do all the hard work and just capitalize off of it. And regarding FIFA Connect has a time penalty, so that won't be an issue for him.
Absolutely not. I think what you said, right? He could go for it. He could just, as you said, just stay back, wait for the right opportunity and go back, and move and perhaps do a double at once. But then he has to also understand the situation that currently FIFA Connect, he's out of the ERS. So is Jose, but they are all hanging on with the DRS. Dark Knight clearly is much faster in terms of pure pace right now. I would say try and clear out these guys as quickly as possible, because he's running out of laps, and because of that, Alex is just seeming further and further away from him. Right? So
Yeah,
if anything,
it'll be
Dark Knight
tough to
should be
clear
making
out.
a move as quickly as possible, get past FIFA Karak, Jose Hero's right there. Get past Jose, and Alex will be right there. He could be on for a win here, but he will have to start hurrying up as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it's a really tough ask as this is such a tough track to overtake on, and especially when there's two cars fighting ahead of you, it makes overtake even more harder as you want to go down the inside, but no, there's already a car on the inside, so you just have to sit back unless there is just such an opportunity where you can overtake both cars at once. Or yeah, it's going to be really tough as he had to make some tough decisions coming later in the race, but he has to make them quick as the laps are running out.
Absolutely, those decisions have to come quicker than his lap times. Because I was about to say something else, but I'm not sure it would have been appropriate. But yeah, he has to make those decisions as quickly as possible. And FIFA Kanak, well, he did make a decision, and he has stuck with the decision of getting past Jose, and he has made it pull through. Next up, Dark Knight on Jose Hero. Can he make it? We'll have to see. FIFA Kanak, though, he's completely drained the battery here. He will be trying to chase down on Alex, but remember that 5-second time penalty will play out quite a bit here at the end. So realistically, all Dark Knight has to do is get past Jose. If FIFA can get past Alex, then he has to get past Alex, and then because of the penalties, naturally he will be getting the win.
I have a question. This is something I have to know. On streams, do we usually turn on telemetry? We do, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Is Dark Knight? Is this SSJ? Okay, cool. Okay, thank you, SSJ. I was wondering where is the telemetry the whole time, but Jose, wait, the place back from FIFA Kanak. Okay, Dark Knight again in a very tough spot. Two people fighting out right ahead of him. He has to be very, very careful to not do anything stupid. Jose forcing FIFA Kanak off the track again. Oh, FIFA Kanak will be boiling right now.
Absolutely.
But again, I think he's sort of alongside, but not really. If you know what I mean, his front wing is there with the rear wheel, but is there really enough overlap to justify that you should be left space? But at the same time, there's the saying, all the time you have to leave the space.
And all the time you have to also leave incidents to stewards. There's no point sitting here and discussing it because we could be wrong at the end of the day. What we will not be wrong about though is the fact that Kanak has the DRS. He's completely out of the battery. Dark Knight is closing in. Only half a tenth now. Dark Knight got extremely close there too. FIFA Kanak almost made that move, but unfortunately at the end ran out of road. Could not make it stick. What FIFA Kanak will try to make it stick here is down the inside, and again cannot. Jose Hero is defending off quite well, perhaps, and he's keeping FIFA Kanak behind. That is Sai Tarun making a mistake. But yeah, it's not looking good for Dark Knight, I'll just say.
Yeah, this is extremely frustrating for Dark Knight as he sees two cars fighting it out ahead of him very aggressively. At the same time, he can see Alex just flying away to a win. Simply as all he has to do is just drive normally. He doesn't even have to drive fast as the people behind him are just driving really slow as they're fighting. But who's that? Jose Hero hits the wall, okay.
Yeah, Jose's made a mistake.
But FIFA Kanak gets a better exit back ahead of Dark Knight. Man, Dark Knight must be fuming the way this is going right now because he's so much faster than the people ahead of him. But he has no choice but to stick behind them as every time he tries to overtake them, he just get a better exit than him.
Absolutely, and my only reaction to that is because that is very quite a bit going on. We can see now FIFA Kanak again past Jose Hero. Jose has the inside.
Oh!
Good.
No! No! No!
There has been massive contact on the penultimate lap of this race. It was looking all well for Dark Knight here before that contact happened. He is out of the race. Oh my god! His car was out for Shrikant Das. His car hit him. But yeah, Heisenberg out, Dark Knight out in an instant, in a blink of an eye. ABD could be on the podium. ABD is on the podium here. ABD will pick up a P2 because of FIFA Kanak's penalty. Alex will win this race unless he makes a mistake. Sukhoi Yomi will not be on the podium because of 6-second time penalty. Jose Hero will be though.
No, I don't think Jose Hero will be. Look, Sukhoi is 7 seconds away from ABD. And I think FIFA Kanak even after the time penalty he will be P3.
Oh wait, yeah, my bad. I'm horror at my bad. But yeah, we can
No,
see.
I think if Jose pushes, he might just have enough time. Maybe it's tough to say.
I don't know. I don't know what is going on. I have no idea what just
Again,
happened there.
in the great words of Nirma.
Absolutely, what is going on? Wh- I'm out of words here. The only thing we can officially say here is that Sai Tarun has the TRS of Srikantas. Srikantas is a ghost red car, so it'll be an easy move for Sai Tarun. What also will happen here is that Alex will win this race. An amazing race that he has driven here. An absolutely dominant performance as far as it goes after the pits, as he is coming through the Aqua Minerale right now. He pulled off an amazing strategy going onto those hards, has managed to keep it clean throughout, has shown amazing pace and amazing potential throughout this race. He's managed to defend off from other drivers, he's managed to attack other drivers. He's had a very eventful race himself. Now,
Do
Alex
you
coming into
think
Rivatsa himself, and this is, well, yes, Rivatsa, and
Rivatsa 1, Rivatsa 2?
Rivatsa 1, Rivatsa 2.
I think that's how the corner goes. I'm assuming, but yeah.
Anyways,
FIFA Canuck
Alex comes across the line, wins this race. FIFA Canuck, because the penalty will drop down to Peter ABD. After an eventful race himself, P2, FIFA Canuck P3. Sukoyomi just missing out on that P4 because of the 6 time penalty. Otherwise, he drove a solid race himself. Still P6, an amazing result for him. Jose P4, Deepak P5, a very good comeback from Deepak despite the weekend that he's had. Sam P7, Sai Tarun P8, Shirkandas P9, and Faizan, again, after having a very, very bad weekend, P10.
Yeah, I have to say, I feel so bad for Dark Knight, but other than that, this has been an amazing race. Not because there's a lot of racing, it's more of rather more intelligent racing.
Oh, I'm out of words here, I can't even lie.
I'm out of breath.
Well, that is Imola over here at Tier 2. A very interesting race to say the least. Alex winning, I do want to see his reaction though, I can't lie.
Yeah, he will be very ecstatic that he has won the race.
Yep, speak of the winner, he is here. But yeah, this is your final race results. We can see Alex P1, ABD P2, FIFA Connect P3, Jose Hero P4, Deepak P5, Sukhoi P6, Sam P7, Saitran P8, Shrikandas P9, Faizan P10, Heisenberg P11, Daki P12, BK19 P13, and finally Sager in P14. Let's quickly run through the race director as we usually do. But yeah, what a race it has been here.
Yep, it
In
has been
Imola.
a race.
It's definitely a race, nothing
That's
short
right.
of that. But yeah, Asher, if you had to sum this race up in just 2 lines, how would you do it?
2 lines.
Yes.
I think it only requires 1 line though, if I'm really honest. Sure, that says it all. Now we can move on towards our. What was I saying? We can move on to the podium
Podium
interview.
interviews.
Let's
Absolutely.
start with FIFA Canuck, who has finished B3. Hey, FIFA Canuck, a very eventful race. Even though you got a podium, I'm pretty sure it's not what you wanted, as you went for a very aggressive strategy to try and finish the race on the mediums. Please tell us more on what happened and what you could have done better.
Yeah, I thought everyone's gonna go in the pits for the mediums because it was the exact amount of lap. I think there was like 14 laps left, so that's the exact amount of laps you need for the medium. So I thought everybody will pit behind me, so I just couldn't risk it and I just went to the pits. And at
Looks
the end, I'm not sure what happened at the end. I'm still waiting to check the replay, so no comment on that.
Yeah, it looks like as if you could have finished off the race win if it weren't for the time penalties and that incident that you wish to not speak about.
Yes, so yeah, the pit lane, it was very I think it was 2-3 kilometers over the limit. And the other 3 seconds, I may be able to remove it. We'll see.
Was that final warning accumulated when you were having a tough battle with Jose?
Yeah, I was having a battle with Jose on the exit of Aqua Minerale. He just pushed me out to the track and got a warning for that.
Okay, understandable. Still a very good race nonetheless. Let's hope that you can get that win that you really want in the upcoming races.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Then moving on to our P2 ABD28. ABD, coming to you then. What
Yeah.
a race that was. I mean, at one point, you and your teammate were working together, and then, I mean, pretty much you guys worked together in every race during every lap. But especially here, we did see a bit of team order, you letting Dark Knight by, and then you were defending off from Heisenberg. Absolutely amazing defense from you there. But still, at the end, a lot of things happened, and then you ended up on the podium. So talk us through everything.
Well, yeah, thank you for that. Honestly, it's just embarrassing to be here right now because certainly there were a lot of drivers who deserve to be here, and congrats to Alex who kept his calm. But yeah, the last lap, the second last lap, as you all saw, that shouldn't have happened probably. But unfortunate for Dark Knight that it did. He did have some incidents, despite we had a great quali. Me and him were just like 1/10 away, and it was pretty much there that Dark Knight will have the race pace. So that was kind of, known for both of us. But the race start didn't work out for Dark Knight. And, well, yeah, but he made it his way up. That was really brilliant from him. And I saw that and heard every bit of it. But yeah, that's just unfortunate, all the incidents that happened. And really not happy to be here right now. Because yeah, I don't deserve to be here.
Well, a very realistic answer from you, ABD there. A very true to earth answer as well, I guess I would say. But yes, still at the end of the day, congratulations. A podium is a podium. It's going to help you guys out a lot in terms of WCC as well because the Aston Martin Sai Tarun did not have the best of races. So, nevertheless, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, then moving on to our winner, Alex, the star of the afternoon, I guess you could say. What a race that was! An amazing strategy that you pulled off there as well, keeping your calm throughout the race, picking your moves at the correct time, and being absolutely solid on the defense. I mean, we're pretty much speechless here as to how good that race was from you.
Yeah, so well, it was all very calculated. Wally as well. I was like, nah, I'm not going to try too hard. I just set one banker lap to get my setup in, and then just feeling the track on my other remaining two hot laps. Then it was well, I didn't expect rain. I did not see the weather. Then it was raining. Then so yeah, I lifted off like very early into before turn one on the straight. I just let everyone by. I'm like, go. I don't want to be caught up in anything. So well, yeah, I lost. I was like, I think last, I think before turn one, and then everyone was going slow, so I overtook a few of them. Yeah, then then the safety car. Before the safety car, I think there was I think I had a bit of a battle with BK19. He was refusing to give the position for some reason. I mean, well,
Yep.
obviously he wants the position too. So yeah, I had to struggle with that move a bit, but after that I just kept ERS, kept it clean, tried not getting any warnings, which I didn't. Yeah, then there was a safety car in which I was contemplating with my teammate Axel if I should pit or not, and I was like, okay, forget it. If FIFA pits, I'm not going to pit, and he did pit, which well, I think that was in my opinion, I think after seeing the results, I think that was a very
Yep.
bad move, which was well, I mean, luck. Could not have predicted that. But
Absolutely.
yeah, after that I was like, okay, stuck. I have no choice. I am going to stay out. Then on I was full Fernando Alonso mode. I looked behind. Okay, Jose, behind him ABD, behind him FIFA Kanak. All of them had penalties. So I was like, okay, cool. I moved after restart. I got it covered. Jose was staying in my DRS, so I was like, okay, this guy's going to have a lot of ERS. Later he might be able to attack me, so that's a little bit of a threat. So I didn't use ERS. I just pushed foot to the metal and tried to get out of DRS for a few laps when FIFA Kanak caught up. So he would use some of his ERS to defend.
Yeah.
So then later on, then I could ease on the pace and I came back within his DRS to keep him ahead of FIFA Kanak. So I mean, FIFA Kanak obviously had the fresher rubber, so he would have probably got me. But then again, he got 5 and 8 seconds of penalties. So in the end, all of that big brain moment was for nothing because well, they all got penalties in the end. But yeah, that was all for me.
Fair enough. A very well explained race from you and a very well driven race as well. So once again, congratulations to you, Alex. I believe your first win, right, in IRC?
In this season, yes, not in IRC.
Oh, this
I have
season.
another
Okay.
result.
Okay. Well, still, congratulations. Yep, congratulations nevertheless, and congratulations to again all of the podium setters. However, for the viewers, the racing action is certainly not done. We still have one more race left at Imola tonight at 8 p.m. Make sure to catch our Tier 1 boys, the fastest in India. Will be battling out again in Imola. Who knows? Maybe there will be mixed conditions again. Who knows? Maybe it'll be dry throughout, or who knows? Maybe it'll be wet throughout. Nevertheless, it's going to be a fun race to watch and drive in, of course. Nevertheless, but yeah, make sure to follow us on all of our social medias. Make sure to, of course, subscribe and turn on the post notifications so you do know when we do go live for our races. We do have ACC starting next week as well on Fridays. Season 7 of ACC. It's going to be extremely fun to drive in ACC as well as, of course, present it to you guys as well. So do make sure to join the server. The link is on your screen as well as in the description if you just want to join for F1, ACC, or you're just in general a motorsport enthusiast. And regardless of what motorsport you follow, you just want to, hang out and talk with a few people who have similar interests to you. But yeah, for now though, that is it from IRC. And we will be catching you guys tonight at 8 p.m. Make sure to stay hydrated as well. It's getting quite hot out there. But yeah, thank you for watching. I will catch you guys tonight. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, stay hydrated, but not as much as Imola. Good night. Sorry, good evening.